the only thing that matters to me.
A lot of things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter, and he's got power in both hands. And skill-wise and technique-wise, he's been doing this for so long.
In this fight,
I feel like Tank has the edge for sure. You know, he's a real fighter, you know, and got skills, high IQ fighter. Regardless of the weight, you know, I've personally seen Tank, you know, spar heavyweight.
Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is an unexpected matchup. Two stars are entering the same ring, yet they are from different worlds. They both want to show that they are the greatest fighters. The excitement is genuine.
It's night and day, right? You have to understand, I went from doing YouTube and Disney Channel to 5 years, you know, once to twice a day, 6 to 7 days a week, training, recovery, taking it more serious than ever. I'm just a different specimen. My body is filled out. I'm going into my athletic prime, and going into that and my body filling out, I just feel amazing and feel super strong.
Jake Paul has been making plenty of noise about his intense preparation for the upcoming clash with Gervonta Tank Davis. He insists his training camp is stacked with top-tier talent, bragging that he's already dropped a few sparring partners. Jake even revealed that Shakur Stevenson will be joining him this week to sharpen his game for the showdown. In a rare moment of honesty, Jake admitted something fans don't often hear from him: genuine respect for Tank's danger. While critics often dismiss Davis because of his smaller frame, Jake refuses to buy into that narrative. He acknowledged that Tank's punching power is terrifying, describing his shots as explosive despite his shorter stature. For Jake to confess that he feels nervous stepping into the ring speaks volumes. It's a sign that he recognizes Tank's knockout threat and elite skill set. That hint of fear alone proves this fight is far from the publicity stunt many assume it to be. It's a real battle between two serious competitors.
Whooping a bigger guy's ass. I mean, he's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I've brought it up a million times, and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie set back. This story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. You might knock all the ass out now.
You knock out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Because I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweights that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, you know, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the heavyweight, the level of heavyweight that, you know, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. Honestly, I feel with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, you know, just kind of letting him out. No, like, you know, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring, and that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. You know, I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.
Many fans are unaware of the real story behind Gervonta Tank Davis's rise. From the early stages of his boxing career, Tank wasn't sparring with ordinary opponents. He was going toe-to-toe with skilled heavyweights. These weren't sluggish brawlers. They were experienced, technical fighters who knew how to manage the ring. According to analyst Showbiz the Adult, Tank didn't just hold his own in those sessions. He dominated them. He broke down those larger men, proving that size alone couldn't intimidate him. So, when you think about it, a cruiserweight like Jake Paul isn't exactly a nightmare matchup for Tank. Jake might have the size advantage, but Tank has faced and conquered far bigger obstacles. Those gym wars with heavyweights prove that he's used to climbing steep mountains. Showbiz went on to explain that the heavyweights Tank trained with were far more seasoned and technically refined than Jake Paul. While Jake has made impressive strides, transitioning from influencer fame to legitimate boxing competition, he's still learning the finer points of the sport. Tank, on the other hand, has been testing himself against elite opposition since he was a teenager. If Tank could dominate opponents who were both heavier and more skilled than Jake, then Jake's extra weight might not save him. In fact, as Showbiz emphasized, this matchup isn't dangerous for Tank. It's Jake who could be stepping into very risky waters.
Or had been throwing fits a few weeks ago when Gervonta had announced that he would be fighting Jake Paul in, I believe it's coming up in just about a month, or a little bit less than a month, and that he would not be, at least immediately, he would not be rematching Lamont Roach. So people went all up in arms. Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, who even right now is claiming that Gervonta Davis is going to go try to fight in WWE or something like that when he gets done with Jake Paul. But the truth of the matter is that Gervonta Davis is coming back to boxing. He's always said that he's coming back to boxing. He said he's going to run off, get this bag real quick, and he'll be right back. Well, as you see, the 135-pound WBA, the WBA, where he holds his 135-pound championship, has not stripped him. They said that they were going to look into it if he had not rematched Lamont Roach, but nothing ever really came of that. So as of right now, he still has his 135-pound title. But I'm telling you, the way that things are panning out, I don't think he's going to go back down to the 135-pound division. I think he's going to go to the 140-pound division where really and truly all the smoke is there. Add to it the fact that when he fights Jake Paul, he's going to be fighting Jake Paul at a higher weight than he would necessarily be fighting guys at 135 pounds. You're probably not going to see him drain down for the fight. I don't think he's going to bulk up at all. But usually even when guys play with their weight and they go up and allow themselves to fight at a higher weight or fight people at higher weight classes,